This is Metroid HD, based on Metroid on the NES, using the Messen video game console. And this is 2.1. I played a version of this like a year ago for a showcase, and the progress that's been made has been incredible. And it looked so good that it got me in the mood to play Metroid. I figured it would be good for a showcase. The music is also HD'd. Oh, that synth is so good. Apparently this used a real analog synth. It's like these are the perfect sounds for Metroid. So good. So that's the Luminist. The channel is the Luminist. Really good choice of sounds. Really great arrangement. I love it. If you've never played the original Metroid, it is a game that hasn't aged perfectly by any means. But take a look at this. Okay, there's a fast fire. The animation. So this is Messen. Again, this is just like, I don't know how this works entirely, but these are graphics and some systems on top of the original Metroid. This isn't legit. You're meant to start with only 30 HP. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, so no, some things have changed. I was wrong. Maybe I'm okay with that. But you do need original Metroid to play this, which, you know, you have to make your own dump of it. It was missing the intro text as well. I noticed that, yeah. But yeah, it looks gorgeous. The graphics are very reminiscent of the NES version, mixed with the Super Nintendo version a little bit, but it's still kind of got its own vibe that feels more like original NES, which I like. But the Samus animation in the NES Metroid is very stinky, and I mean, limitations of the technology, of course. Now, obviously, Zero Mission is a thing, and there are people who could just play Zero Mission and say, oh, I played Metroid 1. It's called Zero Mission. I agree. Zero Mission's one of my favorite Metroid games, but there is something special about the original, and it's all of its obtuse fucking glory and how difficult it can be to navigate this game. There is a map, though. So there's also kind of like, there are patches for the original Metroid that help with quality of life stuff. And again, of course, the original, it still has, I'm sure there's people that will only play the original as it was. And I kind of like to once in a while myself, because that was one of my most played games as a kid. It felt like an endless video game at times, because we just always get lost and or discover some weird secret, or even like glitch through a door into a new fucking dimension. But I like seeing different takes on this game, and I've played a couple of quality of life Metroids, but this is the most beautiful one so far, and it actually plays kind of better too, maybe? Maybe the gameplay is about the same, but it just feels better. I don't know. Can you beat this from memory? No. I have a general idea, but I forget a lot. Yeah, you would need the graph paper, and I did actually map out some stuff when I was younger. I busted out the fucking notebook and the pen, and I was making maps and marking locations. They kept some of the sounds the same. You start with small peepee in this one, and then you get big peepee later. Oh, I fucked up. But yeah, you can even compare this to the version I played when I did my Messin showcase. Again, that's the name of the Nintendo. And it took a number of things from Super Metroid and didn't have as much, it wasn't as smooth, I feel, and it didn't have as much of its own identity. Someone said Super Metroid is the best, Zero Mission is the best Metroid game. That's an interesting thing. I wouldn't debate you on it necessarily, because I kind of understand where you're coming from. Someone said questionable take. I don't really agree with that take, but I can see why the player would say that, the player in chat. Right, I need missiles. So I went and did... See what I mean? I can't beat this from memory. It is a bitch to 100%. There's a lot of stuff that's also hidden in the most bizarre locations, and the game doesn't give you any hints, really. It's designed in such a weird way where you just... I mean... It was a different time for gaming, where I think the developer just letting you figure shit out was the best practice. Also, I really... This room... Phenomenal. Because it just shows you, you're going to a different color location. Have fun. But yeah, I mean, not just like figure shit out, but also, I think there was a thing in the 80s with games where part of the appeal of gaming for some kids at school was... I gotta find my first missile pack. I'm not really sure where that is. Part of the appeal was that it was this cryptic kind of puzzle that people had to solve and trade hints. You know, and like, oh, I found this thing. Where was it? Like, how did you do that? What is that thing that you have to get there? Okay, I'm really going to every wrong location first, but this looks really nice. That's a nice touch, the little background thing there, whatever that is, that doodad. Did you ever call Nintendo Power? No, I didn't. I want to check and see something, hang on. I don't know if I'm overclocking, but I'm going to try to find out if I am. I'm not, but I can be. Now it doesn't slow down when there's enemies on the screen. Someone said, I forget how much older Vin is than me. Yeah. I was the young one, and then suddenly this happened. One day you will be the old one for a whole new generation. And they will reminisce about their skibbities. And, what was the game I played on Sunday, chat? It was, Haunted Factory Skibbity Freedy. There we go, first missiles. You probably want to get the long beam now. Someone said I'm 41 and I'm feeling good, actually. I feel lately, even though the weather's been shit and I've had some stuff that's been on my mind as usual, that's just life. We all go through it in different ways. And especially getting older, those around you, blah, blah, blah. You know the drill. I gotta say, for my age, I feel awesome. I just got real sick around MagFest. But I feel good. And at practices, like, my singing voice is better than it ever has been lately. And we can do a 3-hour practice. And I feel like, you know, I feel pretty good about it. 2.5, 3 hours, you know. So there's, you know, I know that there's a whole, like, generational thing of, like, once you turn, like, 25, you just crust into the Crypt Keeper. But, you know, there's a lot of benefits, too. I mean, obviously, creaky bones and having to vomit out of your pee hole is one problem of getting older. It happens to everyone. If you don't have a pee hole, you get one. And it's real cool. But, you know, other than that, there's positives as well. One thing I will say about Metroid, there are not a lot of NES games I was playing into the N64's release. And I would go back to Metroid. Maybe it's because of memories, maybe it's because of the feeling it gave me when I eventually solved stuff. But, like, again, it might just be nostalgia from me and my cousin when we used to, you know, he was like, we would play all these games together and discover all these secrets. Never Club Cousin, but the one I always talk about. We would play these games, figure shit out together, and it was amazing, honestly. Being, like, you know, 5. Oh, the long beam isn't up here. This is where you have to go. You can glitch through there, if I'm not mistaken. Told you, I forgot everything. Of course the long beam is not up here. Why would it be? Are you still in contact with Gaming Cousin? Not very much. Gaming Cousin moved to Florida. Yeah. A lot of New Yorkers moved to Florida, but I believe, you know, Gaming Cousin started a new life, and such is life. Very, very occasionally. What about Club Cousin? I haven't seen Club Cousin since the Club Story, I don't think. Need one more missile drop, and then we can get the thing. Got it. Okay. Oh, you can't crouch and shoot. That was later games. So it's just ball or no ball. I don't know if this is going to be a full playthrough. This isn't a terribly long game if you know what you're doing. But as you can see, I don't remember very many things. It's possible it'd be a full playthrough. Let's see how I feel in an hour. Have you considered revisiting Fusion? Fusion's a fantastic game. However, I streamed it some time ago, a couple of years ago, maybe probably 4 or 5. It's on the Full Sauce channel. How about a Yam stream for old time's sake? You don't want what's best for me, do you? You want to ruin my sleep schedule, don't you? Devious chat member tries to keep me up until 4 in the morning. Vinny, Dread was already 3 years ago. Can you believe it? That's a tough pill to swallow. It's more like 2.5, but yeah. I don't remember where to get bombs, chat. I think there's an energy tank over this way, though. But so far, everything has looked really nice. And the music has been good. I mean, it's basically this one track for a while. There is a secret here. That is, yeah, that room that looks like that other room has a pretty important thing in it. I just need bombs. Fusion was 7 years ago. What the fuck? I'm sorry if you mentioned this earlier, but what's your plan for Final Fantasy VII Remake? Or Rebirth. Tomorrow I'll be streaming it. But we have a problem. I pre-recorded an hour and 15 minutes of side quests, and that has not been uploaded. So I have an idea. Tell me if this is a dumb idea, chat. There's 10 minutes of story in the beginning, and then I went and started side questing. So when I stream it tomorrow, I'm just going to show that uninterrupted without me even commenting, and then Johnny will cut in the whole thing later. It's just side quest stuff. I know that's not optimal. I know that kind of sucks, but I fucked up because I shouldn't have done the side quests if I couldn't get it uploaded in time. Because otherwise it's going to be out of order and weird. But again, it's just like an hour of me just riding a chocobo and talking about nonsense and talking about Chadley's massive phone addiction. So I know that sucks a little bit. I know it's a little weird. I'm probably going to do that. Could you premiere the side quest stuff before the stream, or is it not all ready yet? I'm sure we could. I'll talk to Johnny about it. I'm sure he and I can figure something out. Johnny's a good egg. Me and Johnny. I like that guy. That guy Johnny. He's all right. He's very good at helping me decide and, you know, sort through the things that are somewhat unsortable. What about that Snuffy thumbnail then? You know, I take back everything I said about Johnny. I told Snuffy about what happened with her and Nortz. I said, listen, I don't know if this is okay, but there was a raccoon girl in RimWorld, and listen, Nortz got you pregnant. And Snuffy wrote back, only this. So this is the fabled birth of Snorts. So we have a name for the child. I would assume that means she doesn't mind being in RimWorld. I'm gonna take that as that's fine, Vin. You go do your silly things. That's fine. I'm gonna head back in here now. Any plans to play more Spalton? I considered it tonight, and I promise you, I'm not done with that DLC because I really like roguelites, and I thought it was a really good one. So I'm not done with Spalton. I would say next week is a very safe bet for a Spalton insertion. We'll throw a little Spalt somewhere in between Final Fantasy and RimWorld, and it's gonna be great. But we may also have to do a little Balatro as well. So it would be like maybe a Spalatro or something, you know? I like how I bastardized the name of Splatoon and then used the bastardized name to come up with another name. So yeah, this is just a thing you have to do in this game. I think this is for the Ice Beam, but I do believe there are more. There's another Ice Beam. I don't really remember where you get it, but you know, if you didn't notice that there was a Geemer underneath that little platform there, then I guess you're shit out of luck. There's a second Ice Beam in Norfair in case you pick up the Wave Beam. Mysterious. Very mysterious, that. Yeah, there's a Wave Beam, but you can't combine them. So it's kind of unfortunate. It's one or the other, unfortunately. Like, you can't choose. But then you need the Ice Beam later. You at some point, you 100% need the Ice Beam. So if you get the Wave Beam, that can help you with Kraid, but I think you need it for the Metroids. It's a little... And for platforming, so yeah. This game's a little flawed. But yeah, of the NES games, I was going to continue that. Of the NES games that I would play... when I was younger and still had like an N64 and would still put the cartridge in the NES. It was Metroid, it was Zelda 2. It was Mario 1, 2, and 3. Which All-Stars kind of replaced that a little bit, but... It was Zelda 1, Kid Icarus. I would say those are the main ones. I didn't have any Castlevanias. Any of the ones I had were borrowed, and I had to be given back. Jackal, played a couple times. Jackal was good. Mega Man 4. So like, yeah, some of the games didn't age so well. Like, I wasn't going back to Gyromite. But the Mega Man games were still fun to return to. Duck Hunt, yeah, I liked the light gun stuff, so I would return to Duck Hunt every now and then. Kirby, I didn't have Kirby. That was a rental. Now, I would argue that Kirby on the NES is one of the most playable NES games. I don't even think there's a good reason for me to be up there, but... Yeah, oh, the jank levels are off the charts with the bomb jumping. I'm gonna try it. I think I can make it. It doesn't seem like a terrible bomb jump. Wasn't terrible at all. In fact, note, I'm better at bomb jumping in the original than I am Super. This area so far has been the standout of what I think looks the best. It retains the spirit of the original area and adds a lot of little details that I like. Oh yeah, that just happens sometimes in original Metroid. You just fall in and you get stuck. It's cool. We love it. We Metroid fans. We grew up with pain. This area has some nice Deetlemores. I guess we're bringing Deetlemores back, huh? I really want that Marty Scorsese stick bug dream. That would be such a good animation. I mean, there's no bit. All it is just me narrating the dream, but just seeing him shrink and become a stick bug would be fucking hilarious. Here's another fucking weird jank-ass area. This is where the wave beam is, right, chat? Oh, this is the Varia suit. This is another weird thing. You need the ice beam to, like, freeze. To, like, jump on an enemy, or you can just do that. Just janked my way up there. That's another reason why I love Metroid in general, and it's probably my favorite game series of all time, possibly, is the feeling of janking your way through a situation, starting all the way back at Metroid 1. It's kind of like you got one up on the developer, you're like, yeah, eat shit, developer. Also, thank you for making my favorite games, but also eat shit, developer. Varia suit looks great in this. So they did a pretty good job at translating the very limited movement options of Samus, adding some more frames. Again, this is played on top of the NES original, so this is obviously there's some changes, and it's customizable. There's like a Zero Suit option, there's a classic music option. I think even some of the graphics you can customize for the environments. But yeah, the Varia suit was just hidden there. It's like, you may never come across that. And again, I'm not going to go to bat for the game design necessarily, because it's certainly a baffling thing. We want to go to Kraid. Or maybe Norfair. Kraid is this way, right? Let's go to Kraid. Please show Zero Suit Samus. You have to repackage the thing. Like, it actually takes effort. That it's not like press button, you know? But yeah, the way Mason works is you drag the pack, like the folder, into the HD thing. You rename the ROM, and you plug it into your game console. No, you don't do that, obviously. But yeah, you actually have to do a couple things, and then it runs the game underneath, and I think this is just magic. It involves PNGs, I know that. Get that. Do codes work in this? We want to see Justin Bailey. We can try. Damn it. It's like a pixel too high. This is based on the Metroid Mother hack, so it has stacking beams. Wait, really? I can get the wave beam? Where's the wave beam again? Is it in Kraid? Norfair? Alright, so we'll... Oh, that's cool. Well, we'll get that then. That sounds good. I did play the Mother hack, I think. That looks cool. It's other shit, like, even though that was just in like an 8-bit thing, that shit just, like, weird stuff like that stuck in my mind as a kid, and it scared me but intrigued me. I happen to think, you know, a little bit of fear sometimes is good. That's why I like the original Willy Wonka, not the unknown. It's like a kid's movie, but it got a little fucking dark and weird. played this remix on stream, haven't I? Love that, like, high pass sweep. Or is that a low pass sweep, chat? I always get those two confused. So low pass makes things more trebly, which is weird because low end is usually that's bass. High pass blocks the low frequencies and vice versa. So I was correct. Low pass means lows get through. Oh, like they pass through. I gotcha. So me saying high pass was correct if it got more trebly. And it did get more trebly. Okay. Vinny, it's all just wiggly air. Yeah, that's true. Blah! We're not going back up that way. This is great. The sound, the fucking visuals, this is a great way to play Metroid 1. And this new version, I think, just dropped, the 2.1 version. 2.0 was the one I was going to play, and then I noticed that it had an update. I don't know what they changed, but... So, here, welcome to Metroid 1, everybody. This is the Metroid 1 experience you're getting right now. Can't tell you how many times that's happened to me when I was playing it for the first time, and scared me. Gotta sink to the floor to make a full jump. The other reason why dying in this game was so consequential is because you would restart with only 30 health. No matter how many energy tanks you collect in the original, 30 health. Yeah, a good chunk of the reason why a playthrough of Metroid 1 can take a while is just pure confusion. There's something up there. The camera got weird when I jumped. Huh. Mini crate, mini crate. What the fuck is this? trades milk silos. I was convinced that would... Okay. Oh, we were here earlier. Oh. Oh, boy. Someone earlier did say, don't go past the missiles. It's a maze of useless rooms. That said, I think we need to go this way to get back up. What's even hurting me? What's hurting me? Whoa, 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 what's going on? Some glitch. Some, like, unknown damage zone. There's a damage field. Chat, what the fuck? I can't go right. I can't go left either. Oh. I don't know what that was. Rare glitch? Maybe. Never seen that before. Like, it was just invisible damage. However, considering this isn't the original, we are good. Got full health. What a fucking nightmare these dudes are. My god, how did I beat this game as a child? I don't understand. Infinite kid time. Yeah, good point. Yeah, I had lots of pieces of paper with Metroid codes on them. I've been, like I said, I was going through old stuff and I found just so much, like, school-related stuff. I couldn't find the papers with the cloud drawing, the MS Paint cloud thing I made. I know I kept them for many years, so I couldn't find that stuff. But at some point, I'm going to continue searching, and, you know, if I find any weird stuff like Metroid passcodes, that'd be kind of fun. That looks like a xenomorph. Do you remember your weird Demon Ward sigil? I do, yeah. That's a deep cut. Well, you've been around forever, so yeah. A Demon Ward. Oh, when I first... sometime... I don't know how old I was. Maybe 14? I printed out some sigil that was supposed to protect me from demons, and I just, like, taped it onto my wall. My mom was like, what is this shit? Like, was this some band logo? And it looked like shit. It was like someone in MS Paint just, like, did a couple random red triangles, some squares, some squiggles. It was like, you know, several paragraphs explaining how this would protect you from demons. Okay, we're going in circles now. Why did I do that is the question of the hour. I don't really know. Space pirates. Catholic upbringing? No, not really even that, because that would have probably gotten me in the 1600s, like, executed. So, probably not even that. Might have been just because when you're a kid, you're scared of stuff. It might just be as simple as that. The demon knife story, that was my great-grandmother and my grandmother for a time. The Maloika knife, it's an Italian thing, apparently, that came over from the old country. It's when someone was sick or was experiencing misfortune, you throw the Maloika knife across the room. And it, would hit people sometimes, but, the thing was you're supposed to throw the knife near the person so it kills the ghost. That's the Maloika knife story. Some people have corroborated this knife and said that, yes, Vinny, this is in fact the thing that happened in my family too. They may be lying to me, I don't know. But it is a thing that I remember distinctly. Can you spell Maloika? Nope. Because the dialect that my family spoke, the dialect was so weird that when I brought some words to my Italian class, my teacher was like shaking her head in disappointment. She's like, no, you don't understand. That's a very weird regional dialect or something. And I'm like, okay. So I effectively know no Italian words except curse words like bafangul. But I also remember hearing about how, like, people would put the horns on you. You know, if they put the horns on you, that was real bad, because that meant that they're plotting your demise. Could you imagine how many horns I have on me now? Like, in my current life? Phew. Shit. How the fuck do I get out of here? But yeah, I remember the horn thing, and it's what's funny about that is it seemed like family were the ones putting the horns on the most. Like every time I heard it was like some cousin or uncle or something. I'm like, man, family is sure evil. I didn't really put too much stock in it, but there were times where I did. There were definitely times where I did, because if you're a kid and you're being told about magic and wizardry and like people putting spells on you to fail, and then like a week later they come over for dinner, like what is that shit? I'm sure every culture has some strange stuff that, would appear strange rather to like outsiders. But that was my particular breed of strange that I grew up with, was being aware of superstition. Good pasta, though. Good pasta, terrible vegetables. Everything was just like wet, soppy, garlicky. And I love garlic, but as a kid, like broccoli rabe boiled in garlic water. Gotta be honest, chat. That's a pass. Worst vegetables ever growing up. Good pasta. Good pasta. And again, it's not like my parents came over from Italy. That was my great-grandparents, and I think my grandparents when they were little kids. So, I mean, there are people who wonder how Italian I am. I sometimes wonder. I could care less to go and, do a 23andMe or whatever and find out exactly how Italian I am. But as I've described before, Italians are fairly prideful. And if I've got some Norwegian floating around in there, they're sure as fuck not going to tell me. I thought you were Swedish. Yeah. It's, again, that whole Vinny is Joel thing. People do still genuinely think that. I get emails sometimes for Joel or thinking I'm Joel. one of the reasons why I wanted to be more specific on my videos, where it says Vinny, is I kind of just want people to like see that I am not a guy named Joel. But I understand the idea of the Vinesauce team for some people is most people get that it's not really a functional team anymore and everyone's just kind of off doing their own thing, and that's fine. But one of the reasons why I think it does get a little bit weird are, chat, there have been embarrassing moments where people have reached out to me, like companies that want to work with me. I swear to God, I'm not going to say who it was. It was more indie than AAA. And they were reciting like Joel memes to me, like I was the coolest dude on earth. And I had to like kind of slowly break. I figured out what was happening, and I was slowly kind of like breaking down, like, oh, well, that's actually a different guy. Like, oh, are you his boss or like what? But it's, oh, there's Kraid. Am I just stuck down here now, chat? Someone said, technically you were. I don't know if people realize this. I was actually never anyone's boss. At any moment. That's kind of not what the whole thing was about, you know? Oh my God, Kraid, what the fuck, dude? This is some ass design, man. Even though I do love this game, it is ass. Vinny, I think you need to make a formal statement about the non-existence of the Vinesauce team. People would still think exactly that it is because they see the names on the videos, or it's confusing. And because I named the team my name that my nickname and my channel name, it got even more confusing. And again, Joel is like actually one of my best friends online. Like we have experiences, that really bonds us. I don't know how to explain it. Like, we went through a lot together and we've had very similar experiences over the years and we've become really good friends. But I'm happy for people to be doing their own thing. So that's better for all of us, truthfully. But anyway, the point I was trying to make is, yeah, the whole idea of people reaching out to me as like, hey, I would like the team to do this. Or are you this other person that you're not? Not just Joel, but like, people thought I was Imakuni, people thought I was Direbor, like, so that's tricky. And navigating that can be weird, not just for the ego purposes, but also because it starts confusing people with other things, and then I get attributed like things I didn't do, and so do they. So yeah, it's been kind of weird, which is why everyone's kind of happy to just do their own thing. Oh. Where is Joel? He hasn't streamed. Ask him. I know you're joking, but yeah. I thought Mike was Vinesauce for the longest time. Yeah, that's another thing too. I like mentioned this too, but it's like the concept of the team by the time Mike started streaming was more or less too stressful and was causing me a lot of like, problems and psychic damage. And I had already decided by then that it was like kind of not a thing. Like, it's just, how could I do that? What is the benefit to me? What is the benefit to others? Wasn't a whole lot. And by then, Twitch was like a thing and everyone was streaming on their own channel. And it was like people would stream a game and then you couldn't stream that game. And people would get resentful. It wasn't great. It was there's good memories for sure, but it was also a very, very difficult time. I have a lot of good memories. I made a lot of good friendships, but God, this part of the fucking game. This is a real part of the game, by the way. But yes, but if someone streamed that new Zelda game, then another person streamed it on the same channel an hour later, viewer numbers would dip and resent would grow. So it was very, very, very difficult to maintain anything like that. Yeah, I guess. So by the time Mike got on board, I was just happy for him to start streaming and do something more healthy and to be successful in his own right. And so there really wasn't. Yeah, I never really added anyone else to the team. Ah! So yeah, but people, like I said, I've learned especially recently that people associate others together as a team, and I am not here to destroy that perception. Whatever you want to do is fine. And even if we made a statement, there's still thousands of people that are going to be like, I didn't read that statement. You guys are still a team. It's my comfort. Or they just don't know because they have lives. So there's that aspect as well. So I'm fine with that. I don't mind. It's not like it fucks with me on a day-to-day basis. Life is fine. I'm doing okay. But it does get a little weird sometimes, and so you just got to deal with it. I've learned to just deal with it. That's it. It's fine. No big deal. I am Vinesauce Vinny. I'm Vinny. I'm me. I'm my own person. Most people know that. Some don't. It's okay. What I don't get, genuinely, is that people think I'm Joel because our voices. They think like, well, I was listening to both of you for like months, and I thought you guys were the same person. That's some pretty crazy shit. And it's real, it does happen. So chat, this is like pretty much the worst thing ever. And I don't remember having this much difficulty in the original, but I probably did. The problem is I'm shooting too many at once, I think. Is this actually required to proceed? I guess you could just die. This is how you get back up, though. Like I got to be in this! No! Oh no. Oh fellas, I don't know if we're gonna make it through this tonight. Oh no. Vinny, you sound like Harrison Ford acting. Yeah, that was the goal. That was the intent. That was my Harrison Ford taking a punch to the face noise, yeah. Oh, fuck that. I don't even know if this is actually the way out. I know there's another E-tank here somewhere, but if I don't get it, I don't really mind. did it all for the missile tank. I did it honestly just to. You have to do that to get out of here. No, that's not optional. Yeah, that's insane. I forgot about that. That is a crazy fucking thing that they make you do. Because I guess, wait, is there another way out? Chad, is there another way out? Did I miss the other way out? No? Okay, well, you know what? As absurd as that is, I'm really happy that there wasn't another way out. Because then I would have had a breakdown live on stream just now. Blocks didn't do knockback in OG. Well, why are they doing knockback now? You can just, like, stand in the blocks, if I'm not mistaken, in the original, right? Like, you get a little, like, funny. It gets a little funny. Yes, they did. Just play Zero Mission. Yeah, I mean, well, that's my advice to new players, mostly. You got one guy, they did do knockback damage. Well, then that's another one of those incidents where I'm like, I play the game now and I'm like, how did I do this when I was 6? You shoot too fast, that's why it's weirdly impossible. Need to be slow. My name, Duke Slocum. Shoot. Load. Very slow. All right, well, we can leave here now, chat. So that's the good news. And listen, I'm loving the music here. I think it's incredible. Ready to hear some new music. Having the unique tile sets is also helpful. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Metroid 1, it is a bit of nostalgia for me that makes me come back to this once in a while. And like I said at the very beginning, there's that like endless exploration thing, which I'm going to say that having a peanut brain helped because it made things a little bit more like wondrous. Not having a map also was like kind of a thing that you just had to memorize areas. But regardless, there's a lot about Metroid I liked, and some of it was the challenge, too. That said, yeah, play Zero Mission. If you find yourself really loving Metroid and you want to, like, experience the history of Metroid, then play this version, probably. Or maybe another quality of life version of the original. You could play the original and Godspeed. It's still very playable. You know, mostly. It's literally this, but less pretty. Yeah, I mean, this just looks nicer overall. I've got to say that the graphics here are really growing on me. And I think this might be the best way to play Metroid 1 outside of Zero Mission. Fuck it, it is. It is. There we go. All right, now we go to Norfair. What a weird name. You get used to it, but... This music is so goofy. Like doesn't even do that much damage, so whatever. This looks really good. This looks excellent. And no, I don't remember which way to go here either. It's possible that I've just gone a very long, wasteful way. I think it's there are a lot of dead ends in Norfair. It is a frustrating place. Some would say it's not particularly fair. Two corridors down 2 corridors for high jump. The music here feels otherworldly compared to the NES's beep boops. Yeah, I can see that. Oh yeah, you just have to know that you can do that. The blocks have cracks on them in this version. I did see that, which is really fucking helpful. This might be one of the only rooms that actually ends up... One of the only item rooms that ends up leading to another room entirely. Maybe there's another one? I forgot. You only need a couple here and there to make the player check every time. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there are fucking seahorses. They're in Super Metroid too. I mean... I guess the original seahorse was a lot less seahorsey. Or, I don't know, maybe it wasn't. Where's that wave beam? Because there's another way down here. Up is screw. Wave beam and screw attack are downish. Well, we're here. Here we are now. Entertain us. Samus Cobain, circa 1991. There's the screw attack. Also, if you know where to look, the upgrades are just... The pacing of how you get them is just so fast. Did you buy a guide for this game? No, actually, no. Just figured shit out. I don't know if they were selling players' guides. For this back in the day. Honestly, you could probably finish this tonight. If I know exactly where to go, I could certainly finish this tonight. We'll just keep running around and see what happens. We'll get silly. You know what's silly? This. That's silly. And some of that stuff I just remember. Oh, another fake lava. What's that? You like fake lava? Here's another one. We are on the right track, by the way. I might be missing some upgrades, but... Oh, wait, no, this is a dead end? But there's more... Oh, that's a fake lava. Move to the side, I tried. Looks like the map just ends there. Yep. Mental, I know. Someone just said, what the fuck is going on with the music? It's, yeah. It is what it is. It's strange. It's alien, like the chat member said. I can't argue with that. The Norfair theme gave me weird vibes as a kid, says a chat member. I think it was supposed to do that. It did it, you know, it works. And the fact that it's eliciting any kind of response out of people, like, what the fuck is going on with this music? I guess it accomplished its goal. The Norfair theme in Metroid Prime is just lower Norfair from Super Metroid, which is this amazing, like, piece of music that, you know, feels legendary. I don't know how to explain it, but I love it. But it's that almost feels a little bit too epic to use that word in some ways. The regular Norfair theme in Super Metroid just feels like a fucking volcano. I love it. It's not the most memorable song. Like, for a game that has a million memorable songs, it definitely is not something that's you're gonna whistle, you know. But it is something that works really well for the game. There's the wave beam. Yeah. What do you think about the Smash Brothers version? I think it's quite good. Listen, there weren't a lot of graphics to work with back in the day, so just having the beam literally just get wavy, that's, you know, that's just what that's just what they do. That's what they could do. There was a graphic shortage. Yeah. Yeah, John Graphics, CEO of Graphics Inc. He worked at ILM for a while, and after working on the Yodassi, he was out. He was like, I can't do this anymore. What is my life is a joke? And then he went over and formed Video Game Graphics Inc. VGI. The Odyssey. No, the Yodassi. Because he was at ILM. He was working on Star Wars. And George Lucas was like, you think you could give Yoda a little something that the audience doesn't see? I was like, George, you know you can't ask that of me. I'll do it. But if I do this, I will never work with you again, George. It's a rather tragic tale. And then David Lynch got a headache. And George started talking about this Yodassi, and now I had a really bad kidney infection. Oh, it was terrible. So I went to the hospital, and George followed me. And he kept explaining this thing, this Yodassi thing, and the Force. And by then, I have to tell you, I started puking blood. So I was put in hospice, and George followed me. And he told me about the bigger Luke theory, how there's another Luke who's like 2 inches taller than the other Luke. And then I started really dying, you know? But I transcended the mortal coil. And then I made my masterpiece, Dune. Did you know there's a guy in Dune that has to milk a cat in order to stay alive? That's not even in the book. Chat's like trying to play a game right now, like of what is Vinny making up? And I'm going to tell you something. There are some true details within everything you've just heard. Part of me wants to leave that as is and not explain the true details. But I'm going to tell you the true detail is that in the David Lynch Dune movie, was it Thufir Howard that had to milk a cat to stay alive? I think like the antibodies, the antidote, they were in the cat. Yeah, there's a link in chat. It's a real scene. It's fucking weird. It's like so Like, Frank Herbert was on some crazy shit with Dune. Not literally. Well, maybe. I mean, apparently a psychedelic trip that was caused by accident semi-inspired Dune. Of course it did. But the fucking the Lynch version has some really bizarre shit. Like even just the boils on the Baron's face. It's like real scummy. Did you see the new Dune movie? I did, and I kind of reviewed it. I did like a review of it on my Full Sauce channel. I don't know if it's any good, but I just talked about it for a while. The movie is amazing. I'm talking about my review. I don't know if that's any good, but I loved it. Even if there were some things that I felt were like, oh, that would have been good to see, or I wish the character motivation was a little different. But I totally understand Denis Villeneuve's decisions to do some of the stuff he did. Anything on Giedi Prime, the Harkonnen homeworld, Harkonnen, whatever, anything there was incredible. Apparently they filmed it. The reason it was so weird isn't just that they used a black and white camera. They used IR, infrared, as well. So there's a sun. They have a sun that's like a black hole sun. This is in the trailers, by the way. I get if people don't want to be spoiled, just mute for like 60 seconds. But this is just nerd sci-fi shit that, you know, was in the movie. No real spoiler, but in order to get that effect, they filmed in infrared as well as like with, you know, the cameras they were using. And they added the infrared footage on top of that footage. And it adds this whole other like worldly look. But their sun is yeah, just like a weird sun that saps all the light out of the atmosphere. It's truly alien. I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, maybe. I don't know, I'm not a scientist, but I loved it, and it looked cool as fuck, and anything cinematography and sound related to Dune were, like, off the charts. Incredible. But then there's they, you know what? To be fair, they did tackle some of the heady shit from the book. They didn't tackle all of it. I don't think they really could, but there was some stuff in there I was surprised to see. I was like, I didn't think they were going to go there. They want to do a third film. Yeah, Denis wants to conclude the Messiah thing with Dune Messiah and get closer to Frank Herbert's original vision. Oops, wrong button. Chat. How do I save and exit? Is there a way? I kind of want to just, like, die and warp. It'll take forever. Yeah, I know. Oh. Gotta die to save. Yeah, it's just there's so much like busy work to just travel back up and yeah. Save state? No, that's not what I'm talking about. I want a death warp. But I take so little damage with the Varia suit that it's like, yeah. Isn't there a start select combo? Yeah, but I don't know if it brings you back to the elevator or if you reset your progress. It doesn't look like there's passwords in this. There may not be. I saw a save feature. So this version has a save feature as a quality of life thing. What did someone say about? I don't know. I'm tired. My brain is tired. But someone said something about Dune that was interesting and I missed it. Oh well. I'm just happy to talk about that world and the movies and the books because I really I'm a new fan. I'm not like someone that grew up with the books. The movie from a couple years ago, the part 1 of what we're seeing now was what made me a fan and made me read the books and then watch the Lynch Dune. When I say read the books, I just read. I stopped at Messiah. I'm aware of what happens in God Emperor and Children of Dune. I know about the weird worm shit, and it's cool, but I don't know if I'm going to be reading that anytime soon. That's fair. Only the first book is worth reading, really. Huge disagree. Dune Messiah is, I think, almost integral. Did you get the weird popcorn? No. Had me acting unwise, but I didn't get it. The reason, from what I understand, Frank Herbert wrote these books about the dangers of blindly following charismatic leaders and like how religion can make that very scary. You know, there's literally, a jihad that happens that they call it a holy war, and fair enough, I get it. But it's many billions of people die, and it's apparently not the first time. There was also the Butlerian Jihad. Look that up, and it's about why they don't use computers and why they're willing to just get high as fuck and use people as computers instead of actually using computers. It's a fucking nutty sci-fi setting, and the fact that it was in the 60s and it was that far ahead of its time is still mind-blowing to me. But apparently people didn't quite get that part of the meaning of Dune, and they were like, hell yeah, Paul did this and he did this and he did this and it's great. And it's like, well, actually this could get really scary. And it wasn't totally subtext, and it wasn't totally in your face in Dune, the first book, but it's there enough to be like, oh, this seems wrong. But with Messiah, he was trying to correct that perception because people they didn't get it. And with Messiah, he was just like, no, this all really happened. And then there's this shit about Paul seeing, all the possible futures, and he chooses this path, the only thin, like, very, very vague path that allows humanity to survive. Like, that's the shit you're not going to see in the movie. You may see it in Messiah, but it's crazy. Like, it gets really nuts. And the stuff that I'm not aware of seems to be even more insane. Golden Path is Leto. Didn't Paul also see it and then choose it? That's why he had his reservations. He drank the water of life, and then I knew I was gonna miss that, and I saw the fucking cracks too. He had his reservations. He drank the water of life. He saw what was gonna happen to humanity in the distant future, which is left very vague. And then he was like, all right, guess we're doing this. Gurney, where's them atomics again? Paul was afraid to traverse the Golden Path. Right. Yes, he was apparently afraid to do that. And that's why he bounced. This is all stuff that is... It's like vague spoilers, chat. I understand if you're just trying to go in completely blind. But this is like stuff that I feel like probably won't even be fully addressed in the next Denis movie. But maybe. We'll see. When I say it won't be addressed, I mean you might get some of it, but I think what... So Denis said with his movie, he wanted to focus on the original intent of Frank Herbert, which meant he had to alter some things and take some liberties and stuff, and I'm fine with that, as long as it's done well. And it was. And also do it in a way that the audiences understand, like, oh, this is fucked. And I think he accomplished that, mostly. I'm sure there's still gonna be people that are like, Luke Skywalker, Paul Atreides. But, I think Dune Messiah, his version of it, would probably deal more with the consequences of what he did and why he had to do it, or felt he had to do it. And I think if there's any mention of this Golden Path shit and the humanity's distant future, I kind of feel like it's going to be not as prominent as the personal aspects of him and Chani and the characters around him. For those who have no fucking idea what I'm talking about, thank you for your patience, by the way, but it's not often I get to nerd out about something like this in like a high degree of depth. Or not a high degree, but some level of depth. I really enjoy this kind of shit. Yeah, but Dune is one of those stories that when I read it, I was sad I hadn't read it earlier, because I think it would have had an even greater impression on me. And it's you know, well, there we go. Look, it's Smash Brothers Ridley. Oh yeah, no, this fight, it's... I know exactly what this looks like, and yeah, it's stupid. You're fighting Ridley in the lava. It's like insane. Is there any hidden E-tanks around here, chat? Next room? Why can't I get in there? Okay. Normally that's a power bomb color, but there's no power bombs in Metroid 1. Amazing. I feel so bad I didn't love Dune 2. I liked it, but I don't understand the insane praise it gets. The script was interesting, it just didn't grip me. You are a human being that has your own preferences, and you have your own thoughts about things that you witness, and that is part of, you know, if you don't like it, you don't like it. It's, you know, you can respect it and still not like it. There's plenty of movies I've seen where I respect, like, okay, I see why it's revered, or why, you know, why it's important, but I don't like it. Why? Oof. Listen, it's worth the price of admission alone to hear Christopher Walken say, "Your father!" Yeah, I will never not think that that is a weird casting choice, but it worked out so well, at least in my opinion. Like, yeah, you can't, like, Christopher Walken is such a character that you kind of can't separate him from his Walkenisms and his memes. How the fuck are you even supposed to get over here if you don't bomb jump or know how to? How do you think Jodorowsky's Dune would have compared to the new one? I think it would have been the ramblings of an insane person, but it would have been so fucking interesting to watch. But he wanted to do like a fucking, what, like, was it like an 8-hour long movie? Yeah, Jodorowsky's Dune is a very interesting documentary. I recommend anyone who's interested in filmmaking or Dune or insanity watch it, because he had this giant script and it was like, it was insane. But also the tech of making that movie in the 70s, I don't know if that would have been particularly possible. Javier Bardem like actually sold me on Chalamet being a bigger deal than he was. Better as fuck. Yeah, no. Javier Bardem was maybe almost my favorite part of the movie in a way. And he did actually, yeah, he is such a hype man for Paul. It works really, really well. And there's like humor in there too, but it's done in a way that it keeps it real. But yeah, the Jodorowsky Dune thing I think would have been interesting. I don't see it ever, I mean, it's not shocking to me it never got greenlit. The budget probably would have ballooned and bankrupt 3 studios. Like, I just don't see how that would have been possible to make. And he would have probably, you know, in order to get it made, he would have had to concede and make a 2-hour version like Lynch did. And you can't tell a good Dune story in 2 hours. The Lynch version's fun. The Lynch version is a lot of fun, and it has a lot of memorable insanity. I'm using that word a lot, but it, you know, I guess it applies. Dune, because Dune is kind of a fucking insane book. When you really get into it and you start thinking about some of the concepts that maybe you've gotten used to an outsider, shit's real weird. I mean, Villeneuve didn't even show any guild navigators. Those fucking mutated weird fish humans. David Lynch was like, okay, it's not relevant to the story, but we need to build this giant fucking tank. All right? Giant, strange, mutated fish creature inside this tank, and we're going to show it prominently, and it's going to slop all over the floor. Why, David? That's not relevant to the story. We're going to lose 5 minutes and a ton of budget to this one prop? Yes. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. One of the most memorable parts of that movie. That's the kind of shit that I think Denis Villeneuve wisely stayed a little bit away from. There was this in Dune 1, there was this weird fucking inky creature that was walking on all fours or whatever. That was fucking strange as fuck. And there's definitely like the Harkonnens have a lot of weird things about them, and they're gross. And there's stuff that is in the new Dune that is just by virtue of it being Dune really weird. But I don't know how they're going to get away from guild navigators. I think 3 is going to be the real weird one. I think he's smartly saving it so that by the time we get to the 3rd one, we're going to see Tleilaxu, we're going to see guild navigator. It's just going to be fucking bonkers. I think he's just slowly... I mean, we didn't even see Irulan or the Emperor until Dune Part 2. And I think, again, you need to simplify a little bit and just have general audiences, as much as they can, understand what the fuck is going on, and people still don't. Anyway, that was a lot of Dune discussion. It's fun. I really like Dune as a world, as a book. And even the Lynch movie I like. Are you finishing this or going to bed? I can probably finish this in the next 10 minutes. I figured let's do it. Let's fucking do it. We're here. I'm gonna kill Mother Brain. I'm gonna finish Metroid while playing, and I'm gonna kill Mother Brain tonight, right now. Love that noise. It just sounds like someone like beefed. Rebirth or Afterbirth next time. What the fuck are you talking about? Also, look at that. That's cool. I'm gonna play Rebirth tomorrow. Oh, RimWorld? Is that what you meant? RimWorld will be next week. Now that I'm done with Chrono Trigger, I'm gonna try to figure out like what I'm gonna be working on. Like I said, do some Splatoon, maybe do another Balatro because I love that, and we'll just keep doing Final Fantasy VII and RimWorld for the foreseeable future, sprinkled with whatever random shit my heart desires, like this. 24-hour Against the Storm stream? No. Do love that game. I haven't played it in a while, so I know there's a 1.2 patch. I also been meaning to maybe try Helldivers again, but I just have not had the motivation. I might wait until they release those mechs. I might wait until the mech update, because that'll be soon, and then I'll check it out. That way, I see something new. Mechs sound awesome. The state of the servers will be, like, hopefully a lot better. And I'll actually get to play. I know some of these sprites were probably, or maybe I'm assuming some of these sprites were modified from Super Metroid, but they look very crisp and they look clean, and I like them. And they still kind of feel almost like their own sprites. It's also because we're playing this not on a Super Nintendo. Yep. If this looks poorly designed, it kind of is, but you know, it was the late 80s. Got it. Sorry for the flashing. I just forget sometimes that these games have that stuff. Not as thrilling as running through the planet backwards necessarily, but if you fall, your heart drops. Mother Brain is no more. Zebes is safe thanks to you. The galaxy owes you its eternal gratitude. The Metroid threat is over. Well, there you go. I was able to complete it in one session. Feels pretty good. And I did get lost a bunch too.
No way, this Samus girl? What? I thought his name was Metroid. What is this?
Someone said, what about Justin Bailey? Try that. I don't even know if there's passwords in this right now. Do you remember your initial reaction to finding out Samus was a woman? I might have been too young to think it was weird. Like, why would it be? I mean, it didn't happen, like, a lot. You didn't, like, I didn't notice a lot of female protagonists in, you know, the 80s and the 90s, early especially. But in a way, it kind of made that sort of thing just be like, oh, that's cool. But Samus is actually one of my favorite video game characters. Like, she's very... By my love of the Metroid series and also of Samus as a character, you know, by proxy. Well, there you go, chat. It's Zero Suit Samus. believe this is what they call New Game Plus. What was weirder to me was learning that Samus was like 6'7". Oh, 6'3", 6'3", because that was like, oh wow, okay. It was not like weird, but I was just like, oh, that I learned later on. But when I learned she was like that tall, that was more shocking to me than I think finding out she was woman. But yeah, I love Samus. She's great. And even though there's the Justin Bailey thing that just is bikini, where it's just a swimsuit, the Zero suit does fit a little bit better, in my opinion. But there may be a version, an updated version of that original sprite. There are multiple versions of this that you can play. You just have to, again, export the files. But yeah, this was great. This is the best way to play original Metroid. Should you play original Metroid? Maybe? Again, Zero Mission does so much of what this did, but it made it more accessible, a lot more, like, a lot less bullshit. However, I have a soft spot for it. It's a very particular type of gameplay that's very, very old school, so to speak. And it's still pretty fun. And if you want to play, this is the best way to play it. I think the visuals were all... I couldn't really see very much that I didn't love. So, really good project. I would like to see more of this kind of thing for different games. But yeah, play Zero Mission, play Metroid, play Dread, Super Metroid, play all the famous ones, Fusion. And then, like, way later on, like I said, if you're looking for historical significance, then try the original. But, you know, it's not the 80s, so luckily we have other options. All right, chat, thank you for watching. This went a little later than I would have liked, but it's okay. It was worth it. I hope you have a great night. To those that have subbed to my channel, know that I appreciate it. And I don't call out subs, as I always say, but I do notice once in a while, and it is very nice of you. It is, you know, no obligation to do so, but if it happens, sorry I don't say your name out loud. But yeah, just wanted to say that. That's my monthly sub talk. What else is there? I guess that's about it. Yeah. So good night. Take care. Probably see you tomorrow. More than likely, we'll be playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and maybe there's a potential for something else. We'll see. But yes, see you soon. Goodbye. And thank you all for the support and for watching. And also thank you, mods, for helping me out too. And I'll see you all soon. Good night. Goodbye. Are we going to do the thing again? Yeah, let's do it.